What's up? um, Actually, it's up on this angle. Actually, I am changing up the video format a little bit. Essentially, when I looked at the other video, I'm using a webcam, and it's not the greatest webcam in the world. Shout out the webcam, but I think it could be a little bit better. So I use my iPhone, which I think would have better video, and I'll just record the audio at the same time and just put it together. Okay, so essentially, what's going on is I'm going to update you guys. I'm Darkshy. I am a TFT player. I'm currently in Project Mentor. What I'm doing is documenting what my journey through the whole process because I want others to use this to see if mentoring or a coaching program is right for them. And as well as I have something I can look back on to see if this was even worth it for me. So, short end of the stick. Last time we spoke, it was just week 1. So this one's going to be about week 2 and week 3, just to give you an update on my progress. Instead of taking like a week to do every video like week 2 and 3, I think just doing general updates will probably be a lot more fun. To start off, we left off, I had just hit Emerald rank. After my placements and playing some games, we were off to the races, having a great time, and then we hit Emerald. After Emerald, I got a coaching session, which I showed a clip of. We did a group session, which I also showed a clip of. And everything else from there was pretty much where we ended things. Now, since then, I was hard stuck Emerald. It was actually pretty interesting, especially because the climb from Platinum wasn't very much that difficult. The top fours felt fairly consistent. Yes, some bot fours here and there, but that really felt like it came from lack of knowledge. Once I hit Emerald, I felt like the challenge then was actually knowing the board strength, and properly navigating stage 4 and 5. I've played previous metas where you essentially want to roll down at 4-1 or 4-2 to look for your 4 cost champions, whether it's your tank or your carry. Because if you try to wait till 4-5 to hit like a big roll down, you're almost always going to miss, especially because certain characters like Heimerdinger are super prevalent. Elise is still super prevalent. People are using Garen. There are certain premium 4 costs that just get sucked up out of the pool by stage 4, 1, 4, 2. And if you don't get you a copy of one, you probably aren't going to get you a copy of one in stage 4 at all. You're probably going to have to wait to maybe stage 5. And that's if you make it to stage 5. That was one of the things that I was running into through the course of the journey. It was like I would hit maybe a first or a second. It was a very first or eighth play style. It felt like when the line was directly handed to me, I was like, oh, this is great, easy top 4, and I'm just top 4, bam, bam, bam. But a lot of times when I had to really think about the game and really try to make sure I'm doing proper decision making, I was fumbling very hard. It was just like loss after loss after loss after loss after loss, and it was really annoying. It made me, it was a lot of getting into my head. And I think that problem, I'll reveal that problem a little bit later on because I kind of want to pace it a bit, but I come to a decision which I think has helped me a lot. So I'm bot 4ing pretty consistently in Emerald. I might hit Emerald 3, Emerald 2 maybe, but then I just drop back to 0 LP, Emerald 4 not too long later, just because I'll be hitting 6s and 7s and 8s. Ace hurt the worst, obviously, because you can play 2 to 3 games, and that 8th feels like it almost negates, almost all of that. Especially if you play, a few games a day, like I was doing, because I still have work and stuff like that. I had my coaching session, so we get to Monday, where I have my next coaching session with Disco. For those who watched the last one, but Disco is my current coach for the Project Mentor program. So we go over a game, and I have this game where I feel like I'm playing like a demon. Like, I felt like my early game was pretty strong. I felt like my mid game was great. I hit a Black Rose +1, I think Black Rose Crest. Like, if you look at my spot, it's like, oh, this is great. And especially because I have the coach on the call, like, it feels really good because it makes me feel like, okay, I'm playing the game correctly, and like we're really taking in what I'm learning. Let me tell you, I fumbled that. I think it came into like a 6.
All right.
All right, that's actually like a perfect example because those are like I feel like I don't know how to play the game. Like that's a perfect example. Like recently, like from the spot I was in, and it came from a bit of not understanding my board strength, maybe a little bit of nerves because someone was watching me more directly, um, but it was really bad. I ended up rolling. I did a bad roll down. Just general over rolling. Uh, I rolled down at 4-5 to look for something and I missed, forgetting that I can't sell units on 4-6. That's the thing you should remember. If you don't know, you cannot sell characters on your bench. You cannot sell units on your bench during the anomaly round. So that was a shock to me. But overall, it was a bad game. I fumbled it and I just had a bot for it. And Disco was super awesome and helped me navigate where I went wrong. So the loss didn't feel that bad because generally there was progress made after it.
I promise you, if I had this spot for 4-2 and I went second, I would be pissed at myself. I would be ward reviewing that game and being like, what did I do wrong?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like if I went second from this spot, I would genuinely be upset at myself for not being able to convert
Okay.
this spot.
Okay.
Like, it's such an
Yeah.
insane spot to be in.
Yeah. It feels so egregious. Like I knew it fell apart, but understanding why it fell
Yeah.
apart is really like helpful here as well. Because like I said,
Yeah, we just need to be managing our econ like from the start to the end. I think the skill that you're struggling with most right now is econ management and overrolling, right?
mm-hmm.
Because your item like economy is generally okay. The only thing that you were undervaluing is mana, which I've already pointed out to you, so you'll
Right.
do that more. That's
Right.
fine, right? Your frontline item is good. Your backline item, you recognize when you need more frontline items. You recognize when you need more backline. I think that's completely fine. Everything else is fine, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Your board evaluation also a little bit lacking, but of course I don't expect you to be challenger level in like being able to like on the fly build boards, right?
Right. Of course.
Generally it's not bad, it's solid, right? You're building strong boards early mid game, not a problem.
Okay.
Econ management is the biggest issue because we are just missing so many econ intervals early game for no reason, right?
Okay.
We're ending up in positions where we're way more broke than we need to be. And secondly, yeah, our level 4, right? Our
Yeah.
board evaluation,
Yeah.
that's where really, like, really just this. That's where this game actually fell apart. Overrolling and board evaluation.
I also did the group session where we went over a VOD. I forgot what player we went over, but I'll post a clip.
I think this is sort of like the point where like starting from 4-2, this game specifically, the reason I chose this VOD is because starting from 4-2, I think this is where a lot of people start to like self-implode, or they kind of like it's sort of like they're like, oh, I don't hit my carry, and then like suddenly it's fucked or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think knowing how to play around it is really important, and it's not sort of in the way that I think a lot of people envision flex play. So like for example, like I really like that you brought up the Ezreal, because one Ezreal here is enough to be stable enough to like get going without like absolutely destroying your econ.
And then after that, I felt very, very motivated. I was feeling like good because during these are moments that generally I would have to deal with alone. Without coaching, when you get hard stuck, you have to try to do your own research. You might watch some pro players play. You generally try to improve in some capacity because you don't want to be hard stuck. So it was really nice that I had a resource that I can reach out and say, hey guys, I'm hard stuck, here's like an issue that I'm having. And it was really good. That felt very comforting. However, even after that, for the rest of that week 2, I was still very much hard stuck Emerald. And I eventually realized, in the pursuit of trying to get better at TFT, I was putting a bit of pressure on myself to improve. I wanted to improve faster because I'm paying for this coaching and I want to see if I can really hit new heights. And I feel like I might have been rushing the process a little bit too much. Me saying that is to more say I was I was just in my head too much focusing on like optimal perfect play, and it was causing me to make mistakes. It was causing me to get into my own head, and those things were killing my LP. It was killing my LP gains. But I think I had to hit that bottom, because once I kind of hit that bottom and I talked to a friend, he suggested taking a break, which I thought about doing, because I figured if I am, maybe I just need to like mentally get off this patch, because the next patch is supposed to be coming soon. So I get off this patch, I start patching new, we go from emerald to diamond, then diamond to master, and then so on and so forth. At least that's the plan. But in my spare time, I'm deciding to kind of not play the game. I'm still watching streams, I'm still consuming content within TFT. You know, I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, you know, I have the Project Mentor Discord. Overall, I'm still out here, still consuming content, and it kind of gave me a bit of motivation to say like, hey, let me not throw in the towel quite yet. Like, maybe we really can overcome this hurdle. But I decided to not put the pressure on myself that much. I'm going to play for fun, just enjoy the game again. Less about playing optimally, more about just playing what felt right to me, what felt good to play. I'm realizing, at least with my play style, even though there are like very like methodical ways to play TFT, sometimes just kind of playing the game like in a way that is fun to you, that makes sense to you, can yield you good results. So by doing that, I climbed a diamond. We hit it. I just had a run. It was just a really consistent run of just like top fours. Maybe if not a lot of first, but at the very least, we were top fouring a lot more consistency. We hit like a 3.3 average, which was awesome. And through doing that, I hit diamond 4, and I'm so happy. That's why I'm making this video, because I was hoping to also make it, because if I can make diamond, then I could say, hey, like, here's the end of this one, we hit the next rank too. So it's, you know, just different motivations, nothing crazy in terms of pressure, actual pressure. I realized I was just putting pressure on myself for no reason. Maybe I'm thinking like, maybe because I'm taking this serious, I'm kind of forgetting that TFT is like a fun game, and I can have fun while still like playing as best as I can. So I would recommend too, if you are trying to ascend, don't take the game so serious too. Like, the game is still fun, and you can get away with doing some fun things, you know. I say just, you know, focus on trying to think a little bit about your moves so that they at least make sense, and then go from there. You probably will squeak some wins. Play for, as opposed to like playing these most optimal lines to get highest placement. I was just playing for really top 4, and the game became way more fun. And the few firsts that I got still felt good. So all in all, that was a quick update. I don't think the video has to be as long as the first one, because I was really trying to introduce things and kind of set a pace. This one, I think I want to keep it shorter. Thank you for watching. Easy peasy. I will be back next week, Monday, for part 4. Because I think that it would be actually it's a part 3, because we're doing week 2 and 3. So we're gonna come back next week for part 3, which will be week 4, because I combined it 2 weeks together, and then we'll just kind of keep continuing to do this weekly. I'm still thinking about posting VODs, but I'm not sure, because I would have to edit them, and I mean, editing is not a big deal, but I would want people to watch them. Or maybe I need to do kind of like a Sub-Zero art style, where I kind of go over the game and say like, hey, here's where I think I could have did this better, or why didn't I do this? It's a thought. It's free thought, but maybe I'll do that. But for now, I know consistently from a week-to-week basis, I want to at least do the updates. So thank you for listening. I'm gonna go edit this down, clip it together and everything, and hope to see you guys next week.